Okay, so we're gonna do the unboxing on the floor as the box is quite big. So we're greeted with the usual block foam, doesn't have Velcro straps, just packaging tape. It does not have an art box. I'm assuming the base will be here and it's actually already here. We have the chain here. I was actually expecting the chain to be mixed media, but it's actually not. It's still resin. Oh, portraits. We actually have one of the first portraits, like a mommy portrait with some skin showing, white eyes, great paint on the bandage areas. This looks like a horn. I think this is part of the base. It's actually painted quite nice with some weathering. The base is really big. So the base is not that heavy. Here, I think this is supposed to be Khonshu, the god that Moonknight serves. Okay, so this is coated by Parag Lavan. The edition size is 40 and I got my number 37. Okay, moving on to the other stuff. Okay, so we have one of his weapons, I believe. Not really sure. Gonna figure out that later. Okay, so we have his right arm here. The metal parts is actually painted really nice. I love how this is painted. I think all metal parts in statue should be painted like this. It's really nice. We have a left hand, a closed fist left hand with just the knuckles. It does have a keyhole for a weapon maybe later. We have the Khonshu portrait here. The girl with some bandages below. So we have the hood for Moonknight. So his portrait goes like this. But we're gonna try to install it later. So we have the cape right here. Actually painted real nice. Kinda feels like it's made out of concrete, but I'm sure that it's not. Very nice paint, definitely. However, we still don't have Moonknight. Okay, moving on to box number 2. This is actually fairly light. Again, no art box, just the black foam and packaging tape. This is most likely one of the portraits, ordinary Moonknight portrait. The MCU portrait, where you could clearly see the bandages in his face. Oh, we finally have his legs here. Very nice paint again on the silver part. So we do have his lowers. So lots of textures, even on the armor parts here and on the belt. So his right foot does have a key and peg. Okay, so we have the upper torso here. Very muscular. As you can see the muscles. Nice paint job. Very consistent. So here. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's install some left hand. Let's install the right hand. There's still something here in the middle. Oh, it's the other horn. Okay, so we have horn B, which will go obviously here. Oh, we still have a bunch more of the cape. So I'm guessing he has 2 capes. One is a smaller one. So let's try and install. I think we got everything already. This is just one layer. Okay, so we're back in our original spot. Let's remove the horns first. So we can install the cape. Let's try the big cape first. This is actually quite massive, guys. You could tell how big it is. So we managed to install the cape to the torso. Now let's try and mount the torso back. Okay, so it's definitely very tricky to install the cape, but I found it easier to install the cape to the torso. Then let's try and install his second cape, which goes on top of this one. Yeah, like this, I guess. And then let's put up the arms. Let's choose the MCU portrait and then the hoodie. We need to install the hood first, I think. Or it doesn't work except for the Konju head. Yeah, I think that's the case, but we'll figure out later. Maybe we just need to blower something. And let's put back the horns. In my opinion, I think the horns is a bit optional if you don't want to display the big chains. Now, let's see how we could install the chains. So, he is supposed to be holding the chain. I guess that's right. Okay, there you go. Which should slide this in here. There you go. We have completely assembled Moonknight. Okay, so let's do some quick measurements for the statue. I think this chain over here is the highest or tallest point of the statue, and that is at 29 inches tall. As for the width, it's from the chain to the cape. So that will be around 25 inches wide. And as for the depth, it's from the chain to the back, which is around 21 inches deep. So first thing that I love about the statue is the presence it gives. I mean, look at how massive this thing is, thanks to the cape and of course the base. It kind of feels like a throne piece, to be honest, though it might be a little hard to pair with other statues due to his size and maybe the concept as well. Moving on to the second reason is obviously the sculpt. If I didn't think the sculpt was great, I would not have gotten the statue. Definitely great sculpt, lots of textures at the base, from the dirt on the ground, the owl thing here, and the bronze gold thing on the side of the base. His cape has lots of textures and details as well. And of course, great anatomy for Moonknight. All the portraits look good, but of course, I have my favorite, which is the MCU portrait. Third is the paint. The whole base does have a very Egypt feel to it. They definitely captured those. As for Moonknight, they chose a matte white paint but would have preferred the XM paint, which is pearl white. But I think that would raise some issues for copying, so matte paint is fine. I really love the color they chose for the bracers and the boots. I think it's silver or a little bit like Alquad chrome. Not really sure, but it looks really good. I kinda wish all metal parts in all statues are painted like this. Though this is a big statue, thank goodness it doesn't have a lot of parts. It wasn't really that hard to assemble. I was expecting the chain to be deformed due to shipping, but it did not. But if it was, applying heat would have been an easy fix. The cape though was a bit tricky to install and maybe a little risky, but I was able to install them properly without problems. Okay, moving on to the stuff that I didn't like about the statue. First is actually the size of the cape. I know that's how his cape is, but it's actually a bit scary to ship as it is quite massive. Hopefully, I'm wrong here. I also think the cape is kinda painted dark. It's not the same tone as his suit. I wish it was kinda lighter or maybe the same kind of white as his suit. Second and the last is some areas of the print isn't as sharp as I want it to be. Like for example, the logo on the hood isn't that visible. It's almost like the logo is getting erased. It's because the print isn't sharp. There are some areas on the statue with the same problem too. It's random, I'm sure, and maybe the hood thing could have been painted better, so it's much more pronounced. My statue arrived in perfect condition. I can't complain. And I did get what was advertised, which is great. Didn't have any fitment issues to complain with. The paint application is perfect in my opinion. Doesn't have any molding issues, but does have some areas that in my opinion is not printed
properly. So all in all, it's a great statue, great alternative to the XN1, plus you have an MCU portrait. Thanks for watching till the end. If you love Marvel and DC unboxing, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future unboxings. If you are interested in purchasing Marvel and DC fan art statues, I upload weekly videos on updates and news about custom statue collecting every Sunday 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Carl and see you in the next one.